Danielle, what do you got, girl?
Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? Listen. I finally got in touch with Aerosmith management. The band wants to buy the van and use it in their Vegas residency.
Are you kidding me? Wow. What?
This has been a long road with this van, and now we're down to the last 350 miles. And the closer we get, the more I'm starting to worry and wonder, what am I gonna say to Aerosmith? What do you even say to a band that's been such a big part of your life?
Here we come, Vegas, baby.
You got it.
Aerosmith.
I can't believe this.
Okay, so.
That's good. That's good.
I know it's been a while, but I'm so excited.
I
can't wait to show
over the
it
moon.
to you.
Come on, back.
All right.
We're good? It's close, yeah, it's close enough.
Smells like gasoline.
Joe, you ready for this?
Yeah,
Holy
How you doing?
honor.
Oh my God.
How are you doing, brother? I'm very well. Nice going. Unbelievable.
Thank you. I've been listening to this band since I was a kid. I mean, I'm standing here next to Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, Brad Whitford, Joey Kramer, and Tom Hamilton. This is a mind blower. What do you think, Joe? That's the money shot.
I think it's amazing.
So much.
All of the miles that I was spending trying to figure out what to say to them, I realized I didn't need to say anything. Nobody did. We were all just taking it in.
Let me tell you a little bit about this guy.
Okay.
This guy's name was Mark Lehman. He drove the van, he serviced the van, he set up our gear, and he ran the sound system.
Mark was buddies with me and Tom before we moved to Boston. You guys did such a great job making it look like it did then, because it does have, this is the kind of wear that was on it.
Except it's missing the tree that grew through the window.
The doors were rotted on the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, look at
wait.
these.
We got it pretty much
I gotta
all
do
set.
that.
You gotta do it.
Did you
gotta
just
do it.
hear that?
You know, there's two sounds that I remember. One is the tape rewinding
Yeah.
in the studio, and that.
And that door.
Amazing.
Well, I gotta at least see.
Get in there, you gotta christen it.
I can't believe it drives, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here we come.
Yeah, we had two guys in our shop in Tennessee that worked hour after hour on making sure that everything on this van was up to what you guys would want it to be. When you guys said you wanted to preserve it, our guys got on it.
It boggles my mind that the only thing that made it through 35 years in the woods is the artwork.
I know, it was almost like the dirt and grime had preserved it. We drove it all the way down the strip and people were like going, yeah!
Oh, yeah, people were freaking out.
I can tell they love that they made the decision to preserve and not restore the van. From here all the way back to this piece right here is original paint. This was gone. I mean,
it was in the
all of this
ground.
was gone. And that's why when Danielle started talking to you guys about getting a donor van, to find panels or to make panels like this would have been almost, impossible. And we matched the rust that was on the other door. We had an incredible painter, had a really good process. So the frame underneath here, the engine and the rear end is from the donor van.
That's nice.
This whole front end is from the donor van, other than the grill.
Did the donor van have a window on this side?
No. Mark had cut that window in it.
Yeah.
Everything that we could use from the original van, we did meticulously.
Come on, all aboard. Tom, get in there.
Get in there, Brad.
Remember the old days.
That's good.
No stash.
I mean, we spent a lot of time and hours in traveling in this box, and it looks and feels the same.
The same.
So that's good.
That's good, yeah.
They were there talking about this van in a way that they've never talked about before, because when they were in the van, they didn't know at the time how important this was to them. They were riding from show to show, trying to figure it all out, and it was just a utility vehicle to them. Now, with all the fame, all the fortune, they're just five guys from Boston reminiscing about a van that literally changed their lives.
I can't remember a time when we were left stuck. It always ran. Mark took such good care of it.
He kept this thing really well, and looking back, of course, I think Mark Lehman was so much our savior.
We all lived together. We were all doing our thing.
You guys kind of all raised each other.
That was the dream, to move to Boston, all live together,
all at
and
once.
write some songs, to finally meet Joe and Tom. They rocked out like none of my bands ever had.
Like, you're still doing it to this
Yeah.
day, still as a
Yeah.
family.
We've been living the dream. We're lucky.
Us too. Thanks
Yeah,
for
we
letting us be
are.
a small
Yeah.
part of
Yep.
it. When this van came into our lives, we knew it was something special. We've been having a moment with it for a long time through the whole process. Now, seeing them have their moment makes it all worthwhile.
So what's the next step for the van?
Well, I think we're going to bring Mark Lehman into the picture because we haven't seen him for 40 years.
We'll give him a
And we'll let
try.
him drive it down the aisle of our residency here in Vegas with us in it.
I'll bring
Yes.
back some memories for him.
That would be incredible.
No,
And
that's
somehow it's going to end up at the, hopefully, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that would be great.
To find the damn thing and bring it to us? What a handoff.
Yeah.
There are no
I mean, we're
coincidences.
honored to be a part of the story. We truly
A
are.
lot of bands had their vans, their Econolines, but this was ours. Another
It was
couple
really
of years,
bad.
and it would have been part of the forest again. We saved it.
You guys are the only guys that could have done it, man. There's nobody else out there doing that kind of stuff.
When this van came into our lives, it was rotting into the ground. And, you know, after we bought it, I always hoped we could make it to where we are now. And after all of this time and all of this hard work, we put the van back where it belongs, in Aerosmith's hands.
Norb, you have company.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Hey, Norb, how you doing?
I'm Mike, and this is Frank.
I'm Frank. Nice to
And
meet you.
your daughter, Heather, called our shop in Iowa and told us that you might have some motorcycle parts you're interested in selling.
I'm not really interested, and don't know why my daughter called you guys.
No, I get that. I mean, I've got
say.
stuff I wouldn't sell either. I understand.
Okay, I got bikes, but they're all old friends.
Sure.
I know exactly what you mean.
I bought a motorcycle when I was 15. I still got it.
Do you?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
One of
We
the-
both ride quite a
One of the
bit.
bikes in there is it's been with us over 40 years.
Over 40 years. Oh, I'll be darned.
Which one's that?
That's my Knucklehead.
Oh, the Knucklehead.
Yep.
Oh.
That's his baby.
That's his baby?
That's his
That's
baby,
his
Frank.
baby.
Awesome.
Well, why don't you take him inside and
Would
show
you
him
guys
around?
like to come in?
We would love to come
look
in.
around. Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah, this looks good, Norb. JDVL. This looks like Norbert's shop where he works on his bikes and spends some alone time. Here's your baby. Oh, yeah. And sitting by the entrance is this 1946 Knucklehead. It's got an orange and black paint job on it. I mean, it's got the beehive taillight. Oh, yeah. It's got a luggage rack. It's got a cigarette lighter with a coil cover over it. It's even got a European speedometer on it. This thing is trick.
In the 1970s, people were building bikes that were expressing what was happening in the counterculture. Guys were cutting and chopping everything back then. But this bike, he spared. He wanted to leave it bone stock. This was a bike that he was really gonna honor its history, and the fact that he hasn't erased all of that is incredible.
Can we hear it run?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Hey, good job.
That's pretty cool, man. When you hear that engine, that big twin, it comes alive.
Yeah.
If you've ridden a bike like this, you can appreciate that sound even more.
That baby fired right up.
Oh, yeah, she's a good old. She gets temperamental sometimes.
Well, yeah. I don't want to walk off this property without this Knucklehead. It's a $30,000 bike, and I'm ready to step up if he'll consider an offer. Have you ever thought about selling this over the years?
I've had some thoughts and entertained some offers, but it's an old friend.
I got you.
I've had it for over 40 years. I can still start it. I can still ride it.
Yeah. Do you still ride it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll think it over a little bit.
Well, weddings and funerals. I don't really know you, and you want my Knucklehead? What are your qualifications? You know?
Better get off this here. I'm getting too used to it. You know, I'm really in love with this bike, but right now Norbert's saying he's not selling, and I'm not surprised. I'm gonna look around a little bit.
By all means. Please.
Alrighty. But his wife and his daughter said he needs to sell, so I'm gonna put the bike on the back burner for right now. But I'm not done yet. You think we could take another look at the Knucklehead?
You can look all you want.
All right. Look, but don't touch.
No, you can touch it.
All right.
I let you touch it earlier.
All right, that's fact. I know, I sat on it.
You just got to
Felt
be
good.
gentle.
Felt
you
good.
know.
Be gentle, Frank.
I'm practicing my wind-up. We've bought a few things here. Norbert's happy with our prices. I'm getting ready to slow pitch on that knucklehead. So we've been walking around. We've did the circle. Mike's bought some parts and stuff from you. What about the knuckle here? What are you thinking?
I know every bearing in this thing, every part. A lot of them I've made. This is my pride and joy. I've owned it for well over 40 years. I'd really like to help you out, but the Knucklehead's family.
It's family?
The Knucklehead is part of me, part of the family. I can still ride it. It's staying here.
I can understand. I can understand why he kept it. I can understand why it's not for sale. Right.
Like I said, hey, when I can't start it and I can't ride it, I'll give you a call.
All right.
Frank, I'm gonna grab some of these parts.
All right. Today wasn't my time, but that's not the only knucklehead around. Careful on the heads.
And I put these in a box in there.
If I could pick anyone that I really want, would be the first year, 1936 Knucklehead. Life's all about timing. There'll be one down the line.
All right.
Appreciate
you.
you.
Have a good, safe trip.
Had a good time.
Thanks a lot for the parts.
Appreciate
and
the
stuff.
parts.
Oh, thank you for the entertainment.
This must be the place, Frankie. Hello. Hey, you Joe?
What's up? Kind of working on a little junk here.
We speak the same language.
Yeah, junk.
How you doing, my friend?
Good.
See ya.
Good.
Danielle said you are the sweetest man in Tennessee.
Yeah, good.
She said you've been collecting for a long time.
Nearly 60 years.
Oh, Lord. She said you had a real passion for anything that's run by steam.
We got a lot to look at.
All right, let's do
We
it.
got a lot to look at, and we gonna look.
Am I gonna get dirty? I hope so.
35 buildings.
We gotta go.
All right.
It was amazing to see that much stuff. I mean, he had old train cars, he had old steam engines, he had old architectural stuff. It's incredible. A lot of stuff here, Joe. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When Frankie and I cruise into any barn and there's a bunch of old motorcycles in it, that's a good day to be a picker.
What's the story on your motorcycle here?
It's a Harley frame.
Yeah.
Got a chrome 750 engine. It was fuel injection on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that bike runs like a top.
Like a top? I thought, here we go. He has a Honda 750 chopper. I am really into 1970s motorcycle pieces like that. When's the last time it was licensed, Mike?
No plate on
The
it.
license on, you got a title on it?
No title. I traded. Some of these bikes ain't got no titles.
Well, if they don't got titles, they're just pretty much parts bikes, you know? Something without a title is a definite no-no. If you don't have a title, sometimes it creates just a big hassle. The item could be worth $200. It might cost you $500 to get a title for it. What do you gotta have for something like this?
I couldn't take no less than about $5,500 for it.
$5,500? Mm-hmm. When he said $5,500, I thought I was gonna have to get the smelling salts out. Those bikes retail for $2,500 at best. No way we could pay that kind of price. I'm not having any luck on this trip. I need a break. That's when I spotted the Moto scoot. Ooh, this is cool. What can you tell me about this?
A Moto scooter between World War I and World War II out of Chicago.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a whole.
No seat. The Moto Scoot is a very rare scooter. They were made by a very small little company in Chicago during the Depression, and not many of them were made. Push out a little bit here, Mike. Let's see what you're looking at.
What do you got here?
This thing had an awesome look to it.
What's the tank look like, Mike? Fresh as the day it was made?
It's pretty clean.
Pretty clean?
Pretty
Okay.
clean. 99.9% of it was there. We had to try to buy it.
What are you thinking? I mean, are you ever gonna use it?
I won't take 15 bills for it.
Oh, I could never do that. You know, Joe had some really nice items here, but the problem was what he had that he thought was nice was very overpriced. How about $850?
I just can't do that. 1500.
1500? Well, there's
$1,500.
Joe was at 15, Frankie was at 850. I mean, it was funny seeing Frank go up against a guy with so much knowledge and had been doing this for so long.
I mean, I like it, Joe. It's cool. I mean, I see a lot of things here I don't know if you're doing anything with.
Any line that Frankie threw at him, Joe had heard it before.
It's getting dark. I've been bit by mosquitoes all day long. This is it.
This is the best part of the pick, the dance.
I'll do $1,000 on it, and that's my best offer.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm at 1,000 or I'm checking off down the road. If I don't make this deal on this Moto scoot, I'm gonna have to hear about it all the way back to Iowa. That's cash.
Don't one I've ever seen.
Well,
75 years old. But I'm on trade with you.
We'll do 1,000?
1,000.
All right.
$1,000.
Finally, I catch a break.
All right, Frankie.
Is that delivered? At the beginning, I didn't think he was gonna go for the $1,000. But at the end, I was really glad he did. Yeah! I love this scooter. It's early, and you just don't see them.
Like it. It's got nice lines.
I bought the Moto Scoot for $1,000. I'm thinking to the right guy, $1,700 to $2,200.
This is where all the magic happens, Joe. Joe was a great character, man. I mean, he was the kind of guy that I liked to talk to when I was a little kid because he had so many stories and he'd been collecting so long that he had some great old stuff. The old stuff is getting harder and harder to find. Joe, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, we had a good time.
We had a good time.
Come back.
Hey,
We'll be back.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right. Ooh, I can see motorcycles already. All right, be cool.
No, you be cool.
I will.
You be cool. I haven't seen Frank that nervous since he asked Mary Redmond to the 8th grade dance. Hey, hey.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Frank. You talked to Danielle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm excited.
I'm
excited.
Frank, hand him a flyer.
What? Yeah.
Over the last 8 years, Frankie and I have been very fortunate to meet some pretty famous people. William Shatner, Dan Auerbach, Jack White, Rick Nielsen.
Deal? Hell yeah. I love it.
And then all of a sudden, we got Tim Corwin, and Frank's like losing his mind.
I mean, I first seen you guys.
Yeah.
I seen you guys on American Bandstand.
That's right.
And then,
Yummy, yummy, chewy, chewy, down at Littlest Big Barn Still was our first.
what about Mercy?
Mercy, Mercy.
Remember that one?
My name is Tim Corwin. I was a drummer in the Ohio Express. I think we have more bubblegum hits in that type of music than any band. The Ohio Express is known as the kings of bubblegum. We had the first so-called bubblegum hits.
Well, when I was young, bubblegum was big, you know?
It's good stuff, though.
Yeah.
It's forever. As early as junior high, I started performing every weekend in a band that we had formed called Sir Timothy and the Royals, and then got picked up by an agency out of New York who then appointed us the name Ohio Express. And the first thing we did was Beg, Borrow, and Steal, and it was a hit. And ended up living in New York City and flying in and out all over. And we had fun.
What else you got to show us?
This is what you call mass insanity, I suppose.
Oh my gosh. You got a little bit of everything here.
Oh, yeah.
MGs.
These are fun cars. I had one of
I
these.
like my MGs.
You did?
They are fun cars, yeah, man.
He's got more sports cars, motorcycles, and planes. This place is packed. What do you got? Let's see. I see the planes. I see the planes.
I got everything.
Wow.
I got stuff everywhere.
I see that. Can I get an autograph?
Yeah.
Frank finally gets up the nerve to ask Tim for an autograph.
Frank? To Frank.
Something that he's been wanting to ask for all day long.
All the
To
best.
Frank. Oh, yeah. Oh, ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Cool.
Don't mess that up. Let's
That's a
put that.
first. And Tim was more than accommodating.
I got a question, Tim. About this BSA here. What's the story on that?
That bike I got from a guy up in northern Ohio in a big old garage. He had a number of bikes, and it's a 1965 BSA Lightning 650.
Right?
Nice running bike. I
Is
rode
it an older restoration, or is that original
It's a very
paint?
old restoration. The actual cleanup pretty nice.
BSA was the largest motorcycle manufacturing company from the 1930s to the 1960s. BSAs are very collectible, and think about who owned it. Tim.
So what's neat about a 65 BSA is it was part of the whole British invasion. You know, not only were the bikes coming in, here comes the music. I mean, you know, it just has it all around it. The British invasion, when the Beatles came along with I Want to Hold Your Hand, it was like, this music really is different and really strong. It just took you over. And then the Zombies and the Trugs and all these different bands. And then at the same time, the British came in with nice bikes. So the British invasion invited not only great music, but great vehicles.
Is this something you would sell, Tim?
I would sell that, yeah.
Does it have a title?
Yes, it does.
Has a title.
It's a clear title. And it is fresh guts in that it needs cleaned up. But
Sure.
I went through
Probably have the carburetors cleaned out a little bit.
Yeah, you got to do the carbs. You know how that
It's a
works.
good-looking bike.
What would you have to have out of it, Tim?
What I've done to it and the way she sits right now with the cleaning and that, I'd say around 4.
Tim, you're kind of getting up there towards the retail. I mean, I see the choke is down here. It's got little, you know, got some dirt
Aftermarket,
bike
yeah.
stuff on it here.
She's got old gas.
No, it's super clean, man. I
It's
mean, look
clean.
at
It's clean. I
Oh, it's
know.
fine, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that. Mega clean.
I don't know.
How about at 35, I'll sign it for you.
There you go, Frank.
It's an original, that
I
way.
like it because it has a title. Plus, I get a double signature because it's in your name, right?
That's
title?
right. Yeah.
You got it. All right. Thanks, Tim.
All right.
Thanks,
That's
Tim.
my
I appreciate
baby.
it.
I've got another one.
You got another one just like it?
I got one at the shop.
Okay.
But it's a Thunderbolt.
A Thunderbolt.
One car.
People are gonna go, where'd you get this? And I'll go, hey, you ever heard of Yummy, Yummy, Yummy? That's who used to own it. If he's an old guy like me, a rock and roller, he's gonna know exactly who I'm talking about.
Is this a Model A fire truck?
Right.
Wow. We're here in Indiana with Vanessa and her daughter, Savannah. Vanessa's father was the Model A king, and now she's carrying on his legacy.
What's top speed in a car like this?
55.
I bet it gets the looks.
Oh, it does.
Everybody.
It's like almost a Bonnie and Clyde car,
Yeah.
only a little bit earlier.
Out of all the Model A's that have passed through Bill's hands, these are the ones that he held on to. Look at this, Frankie.
Oh, that's nice.
He kept the rare, the unusual, the different. I love this kind of stuff.
This is made in Canada. It has a 29 cal, but it is a 30.
30.
What's so special about this one is this carriage company may have made more, but I feel like it's the only one that has survived.
Another one of Bill's crown jewels in the collection is a truck from Canada. The body was modified by a carriage company, and as far as Vanessa knows, it's the only one.
What do you value this car at?
I'd like to get 35.
35 out of it?
I can kind of set my own price because it's the only one that exists.
Vanessa feels this truck is so rare that she can set her own price. There's nothing to compare it to. It's beautiful.
This truck right here, we got some history. This is my pouting truck.
What do you mean by pouting truck?
Oh, me and Mom, you know, our little spats, mother-daughter.
When you didn't get your way
When
or
I
something?
didn't get my way and it was too cold to walk out to the horse barn, I would just come to this truck right here because it was super comfortable. Sit in the truck.
Did you know that's where she was?
Cross my little arms and work it out. I mean, we had conversations, me and you weren't even in there, but it still happens.
I couldn't help but notice the Texaco sign.
Great for a single decoration on a wall.
Texaco is one of the top tier names for petroleum collectors. Made in 1948, it's double-sided. I mean, it is porcelain, it'll clean up. The only thing bad it's got going for it is whoever mounted it has these big creases in it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the, I don't want to say the kiss of death, but
Right.
that's the bad part about it.
Yeah. How about 650?
6 1/4.
It's yours.
6 1/4?
Yep.
All right, good deal. Sometimes it takes a little longer to move these bigger signs, but even with the damage and the creases, I can still make a little money.
I just discovered I had a 29 back half. I got 29 doors, and I have a 29 cal in another barn that I can make a 29 roadster pickup.
I love that you know what everything is.
Somebody had told me I was going to do this for a living when I was 16. No way. I was a hairdresser.
Okay.
Hairdressers to Model A, right?
Vanessa is such a strong, beautiful woman, and over the years, she was determined to make it on her own and honor her father along the way. Your dad made me really proud of you.
Yes. Just getting to know him and doing the business with him and seeing how he would wheel and deal, and I wouldn't have give anything for that experience.
Let's go see if we can find Frank. He's probably getting into some trouble. I don't trust him with Savannah by himself.
Frank, I want to show you my car.
All right.
This is my
This is your car?
1931 A400.
Wow, this is nice.
Yes, she's
Now,
very special. That's why she's in the back.
In the back, can't
Nobody
keep
can
her-
see her. We gotta
nobody can
keep her
touch her,
special.
huh?
That's right.
My dad wanted to make sure each of the kids inherited some kind of a Model A.
What's the plans on this here?
I'm gonna sell it. I would really like to be able to take the money and take care of my family and
Yeah.
have a home.
So you want to buy a house?
I want to buy a house. I want to buy some land.
Good
There
for
you go.
you.
I'm hoping it'll help me pay off college and
Property.
kids and property. Frank, take a peek into my world.
I'm looking at your world right here.
I can see why you were selling so much in your booth.
Yeah.
Savannah is very persuasive.
Just imagine her all shined
Yeah,
up.
I know.
And
I
those
know.
seats, I could almost pout in those seats too.
But I don't think he's going to buy this car.
A guy in Alabama offered my dad, right before he passed away, $110,000 for that one and this one. And Dad, in the hospital sitting, he said, Vanessa, I should have taken that.
What were you thinking on it?
We wanted 50, but 45.
45,000?
Mm-hmm. Cash, money.
It's a nice, well, that's the only way to go. That's the only way to go, isn't it? Cash money. I really appreciate her showing me the car. I've never seen one like it, but today, I'm not a player.
Hey! If I knew you guys were in town, we would have been gone. I know, brother.
This was the first post-war American sports car. It came out in 1951. The Chevy Corvette came out in 1953. Think about the guy that bought this car back in the day. They were a driver. It was extremely expensive. They knew what they were getting into. Stitch! Show me what you did. The master herself.
Oh, it's got power windows?
It does.
Push the button.
Woo!
Are you kidding me?
Slick, huh?
I like that.
We literally had to fix everything. Every time I went to work on it, something was rusted shut. I had to wrestle this car to the ground and put my boot on its neck.
Ooh, baby, I love when you talk that way.
This was one of those projects that we were pretty stoked to get, but we had our moments where we just really weren't that excited about it. And I'll tell you why.
2 years, man.
Well, here's the reason why is because in a normal restoration, you bring it back new. This one we're trying to keep it like it just came out of the barn, not all shiny new. So I mean, you know, we just threw stuff at it until we liked what we saw. We
You guys
tried,
nailed it,
you know,
man.
different
Yeah, absolutely nailed it.
techniques.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he welded some panels in. It's where, you know, fresh metal had to be patinaed to make it look like it is. And
This car has been like a wild animal that needed to be tamed. From the moment we decided to pull it out,
Whoa, 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 whoa!
this thing fought me tooth and nail. It made me scratch in the mud, in the rain, to resurrect it. But I had the easy part of this job. Crafty B and Stitch are the ones who've been living with this thing for 2 years.
We had a little problem with the motor and it had to come back out. We had some push rod issues. Something that happened at the engine machine shop. Nobody caught it, wasn't a big deal, but they fixed it and we put her back in, and that's a lot of engine. The coolest thing about this car was totally the motor and the fact that somebody pulled the original motor out and put a Cadillac motor in it. That's the moment for me.
That is killer. When Nash was thinking about building the car, he wanted a Caddy engine in it. Now, we're bringing all that back to life, and Crafty B, you know, was the guy that did it.
We actually buffed the paint, you know, and I think it buffed out pretty good. And then we blended in some different, like, actually wood stain, and then we cleared it. We fixed all the rust.
Can I touch it?
sure. You know, you wanted gray, so I gave you gray.
I love gray.
I wanted to put a little plaid influence in there. I wanted to keep the style like the original seat was as far as the pattern. I was trying to get into the brain of Mike of what is your passion, what are you thinking, but also trying to honor the original interior of this car. So I added a little bit of European influence suited to the car, the age, the year. And then I thought, well, the red carpet, bounded it in the gray.
See, I wanted to turn you loose on this. I wanted you to do whatever you wanted to do. I entrusted you. It's incredible, really. I mean, it's beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
It is. I mean,
Awesome.
it's a work of art. When you look at the exterior of the car and you can see it's worn and it's weathered and it tells a story, you don't want to open the door and go, wow, what happened to the interior? You want it to connect. She did that. She did the right colors. I mean, the choices that she made are absolutely perfect. Frank, check the key, man.
Oh, that's cool. That's a crafty B custom.
Start her up, big boy.
Let's hear this thing purr. Sounds good.
The car exceeded every expectation.
The steering wheel is huge, man. It's like a school bus steering wheel.
This was an evolution that had to happen. I gotta drive it, man.
Brakes are good, right?
Sorry,
man.
Hey, wait for me.
Crafty B and Stitch lived with this thing for 2 years, and they never lost sight of what my vision was, and they carried it through me. It's bad to the bone. I've sat in this car a few times and imagined what it was like to drive it, how it would sound, how it would handle. It's been a journey, but now, after driving it and feeling it, I know I made the right decision on the shop I chose and just flat out doing it. Because now, man, it's got lots of life and lots of miles ahead of it.
Today we happen to be close to this museum I've been dying to check out. Come on, we're in Rockford, home of Cheap Trick. Rick Nielsen, the lead guitar, has his own rock museum right here in Rockford. I mean, we're here, we've got to go. Rick's Picks, Rick's Picks.
Oh my God, you are seriously driving me
Dream
nuts.
Police. Cheap Trick, they've been cranking out the hits since the 70s. Turn, 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 turn! All right, there it is. I'll bind.
Settle down.
Take my picture.
He's losing his mind. I mean, he's really freaking out. He's got Cheap Trick on the brain.
Look at the guitars. Wow.
Oh, there's the skeleton suit.
He's having just as much fun as I am.
Is that your van outside?
Yeah!
Antiques Archaeology?
Rick!
I'm Rick Nielsen. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Frank was like a little schoolgirl that saw Elvis Presley. It was a silent scream. I had no idea you were such a big collector.
Oh, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I collect a lot of different things, mainly musical things.
This place is packed with so much memorabilia, it's really hard to believe that he's got more.
If we go out to the warehouse.
You got a warehouse?
Yeah, if you guys have time to come and take a look myself.
Of course
Are
we
you
do.
kidding me?
I'm on fan mode right now. I'm not thinking about business. I've actually got a set of these, but do I have a set that was gave to you and from Gene? No. I'm at $200 on these and $100 on this. If you sign it to Frank, my biggest fan. Deal?
Hell yeah.
300. Remember the biggest fan part.
I love it.
This is like the best of both worlds for me because I'm a big Kiss freak, plus I'm a Cheap Trick freak.